These is lived experiences. Welcome back to the Swing Low Podcast Show. DUROC Crip. It's an absolute pleasure to be back here at this round table amongst my round table family. Salute to all of y'all that's able to make the live right now. Live in motion. You feel me? And hey, most definitely to those of y'all that's able to catch it a little bit later, salute to y'all too. We send all our love, and embrace to all of y'all out there. You feel me? Now, look, before I jump into what I'm going to jump into, please allow me this opportunity now to ask, if you haven't already did it, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Swing Low Podcast Show. DUROC Crip. It won't cost you nothing. I promise you that. So hit the subscription button, man, and become an official member of this roundtable family. We would definitely embrace you wholeheartedly here, especially if you come with positivity and respect of every man and woman that sit at this roundtable amongst us. You feel me? Now, any violations, as far as disrespect to anybody's neighborhood or anybody's dead homies or anything of that nature, you feel me? We're going to get you up out of there. Other than that, just anybody just saying some random stuff, let them stay in the chat and talk they talk if they feel the need to. I encourage the engagement of all today. You feel me? Just don't disrespect nobody's hood. Don't disrespect nobody's dead homies. Anything on that level, because we got a place for you if you choose to go there. You feel me? So I humbly ask that everybody, stay respectful. Shout out to my roundtable family, man. Let me start addressing my family right now, man, because I ain't trying to miss nobody. My beautiful woman, Miss Golden / co-host. Send all my love and respect to you. My wonderful Miss Golden, of course. You feel me? The queen of Swing Low. Send all my love and respect to you. Sweet lady. Guerrilla Warfare, what's up, Brody? Salute. I send all my love and respect to you as well, Brody. Glad you was able to make the live. King Grover, what's up? What's up, Grove? Send all my love and respect to you as well. Glad you was able to make the live, bro. For real, for real. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Now, yeah. But again, I encourage participation. So please, if you feel the need to jump in the chat, with anything to add to the conversation, or you might got something positive that you want to put out there for everybody to see, then I'm going to definitely, shout you out and all that. So, but yeah, man. And don't forget to make sure y'all hit the notification bell. That's important, because when we do these lives, they will notify y'all immediately right off the top. Or if I just so happen to do a random video, you will get a notification immediately, right? And bam, you'll be right here front and center at the round table. You won't miss a beat on nothing. I promise you that. The engagement helps us get further into the algorithm. And as we grow further into the algorithm, by y'all becoming part of this roundtable family, y'all go on that journey with us. You won't be missing out on nothing. Become official family members over here, man, at this round table. You feel me? And I promise you, it's met with all love and respect, for real, for real. But anyway, look, man, okay, now we are here to address a couple of issues at hand, right? The first person that I wanna give a respectful, humble response to, right? And I want to make it clear to YouTube that in no way, shape, form, or fashion is this video encouraged in the direction of bullying, harassing, targeting, nothing in a negative sense. We are strictly here to educate not just others about themselves, but maybe things about ourselves that we may want to, put out there to our roundtable family. And you could be going through something, and somebody might have a certain expertise in that field, and we come here to the roundtable and chop it up and encourage each other to do better. We've had all kind of people come so far that was in all kind of different situations. One guy had just got out of jail, had just got out, tapped in and was like, man, hey, I just got out. You feel me? And this is what I'm going through now. I'm finna be fighting this case. And do you feel me? And we encouraged him to not just stay on top of that, right? But now you have to take these situations and start trying to figure out, like, I gotta start taking what I've been through and turning it around to try to at least help people. If I can get through this situation without getting a life sentence, if it's, you know, if I'm given another opportunity and I'm not given a life sentence, I got to take these mistakes. At some point, you got to start thinking like that. When I was young, I didn't think like that because it wasn't encouraged to think like that. You feel me? When it should have been encouraged and should have been more available. You feel me? And you know, but I say all that to say this, right? This guy that I just did the video about on the last there's two of them, right? This one guy, and I'm gonna keep it real, right? I'm gonna keep it all the way real. And this is not me clowning. This is not me. This is not me. Bullying or targeting this person or any of that. This is strictly for educational purposes. Me educating him and keeping him updated on what he is showing us. So by rights, we have the rights to be able to educate in response of a lot of these things that is put out there available for all of us to consume. That's on YouTube, right? And that's all this is. This is strictly for educational purposes, you know, to encourage betterment of a person, right? That is portraying themselves to be this honest John type of guy, right? That has mastered the art of holding such a straight face while jumping behind the camera making their videos, right? And what I mean by these guys is these guys that feel less fortunate in their gang banging careers, right? In which now they would tell you right now that they're proud to be away from that and they're back in their family's life and they're out of prison and they're in their kids' life finally, and they've become these wonderful versions of people, right? And I think about when I see these type of guys, right? Like this one guy, the last guy that I did the video about, who, by the way, is, in my humble opinion, and again, this is not me targeting this person or clowning or any of that, but just from observation, I see so much of dubs in this guy, right? I went back and I observed a couple of his videos, and I'm like a lot more familiar with who Dubs is, right, than I am of this guy. Again, y'all know I didn't become aware of this guy until he made that video about me, and I was made aware that he made the video, right, in which I didn't have a problem with. I just found it interesting, and I chose to respond to him in the way that I did. Right? Now, look. The guy called me a cell soldier. And then he pointed out his reasoning for calling me a cell soldier and standing on calling me a cell soldier, right? And defined his definition of what a cell soldier to him was. And he said he stood on that because that was his definition of me being a cell soldier. And not just did he say that, but this guy also said that the people that was coming to me offering information to me about him, he looked at them as being rats, and he looked at the person that they was taking this information to, who was me, as being a police officer with a badge. right? He said there was no other way to look at it. So I'm like, oh, I said, okay. Now, hey y'all know that I said in the last video about this guy, right? I just pulled the belt off and just spanked him, psh, 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 right? That was it, just a couple of times, psh, 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 just a couple of spanks, and he took that as like a full-fledged attack, and no, never an attack, sir. What do you mean, sir? Sir, whatever do you mean? An attack? There was no attack. Why are you trying to set up your chess pieces as I attacked you, sir? When in fact you was the guy that made the video about me first, without me even knowing who you was. Then when I went and got familiar with who you was, in all honesty, and this is not me clowning or bullying you in any type of way, but I just from observation, this is for educational purposes only to people that may forget who they really are, right? Like this guy. So we're here to educate him as well as everybody else about him, right? Bam. He go as far to say that somebody had a shield and was a police because these people was coming and giving information to me about him. Well, the information that this guy was worried about so much, that he was so bothered by, I didn't even speak on it. But I told this guy, look, bro, listen, all you got to do is do the honorable thing and not make any more videos in my direction. In which he just couldn't fight the temptation on doing, because he's that much wanting to be in the ball game, right? When in all actuality, how I became aware of him, I went after he made that video and I went down his whole catalog, and this man has all these videos about dubs. And I'm looking at this guy real close. I'm looking at his photograph and at his mannerisms and his videos, his mannerisms and all that, right? And I swear to God, I said, damn, this must be Dub's son. This must be one of Dub's illegitimate son that's mad, that's hella mad at him, right? And wants some get back. And this is the way that he found a way to not just make a career out of, because all his videos that he put out about dubs did very, very good. All of them. And the ones that he put out that had nothing to do with dubs was lackluster. That's what made me think that this was Dub's illegitimate son. I'm not gonna lie. And here it is. He sit with this honest face. Hey, him and 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, right? I have to, these guys, the way they sit in front of these cameras with these stone cold, honest John faces, right? And make these videos talking so bravely and toughly, right? About it, and I'm still trying to figure out 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, right? You still speaking about Compton. You still speaking on things that don't pertain to you and have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with you. Which we all consider to be a clout chase, by the way. You don't have to be from Compton to see that and understand that that's a complete clout chase. That's a person that is heartless in my humble opinion. And this is not an attack on this person. Again, this is for educational purposes of us educating not just these people that's up for criticism, but as well as anybody that may have any compassion for a person that has went 50-50 SNYPC, right? If your game hasn't been woken, well, we are here to waken these guys. We are here to waken their game up. You feel me? Because there's been too much on purpose, false narratives, misleading the public. And you know, if you study these guys, like 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, right? Oh man, he is the worst kind that you can get in the whole game. I thought I seen some big mouse running around, right? In all these different cities and communities. I thought I seen some real big mouse, right? But there's some real fat rats, boy, running around on fat status. You feel me? The things you find out about these people. Now, to this other guy, right? I told you not to go and make no more videos in my direction, sir. But it's obvious you want to play ball, right? And you know what people been coming telling me about you. What you went to prison for, allegedly. We're going to say that. We're going to afford you at least that, allegedly, right? Until somebody just mysteriously starts sending me things in my DM about you, about what you went to prison for, what you was charged with. And when it came out on you, what happened to you, how you got chased off the main line. I see why. Damn, bro, I see why y'all be so heartbroken. You felt let down. And still, to this day, the same guy is saying, oh, I don't care about that life no more. I'm free. I'm with my family. I'm with this. I'm doing this. I'm free. You have this guy who's been in prison for 30 years for a mistake he made way back then. He speak as if he know me, as if he know my story, but no, he don't, because he's a cloud chase. And that's all he is. And it surprises me that these guys be so bold as to jump out there and pursue something with me when you was never my target. You wasn't even on my radar, sir. But here it is, you telling me you want to play ball. And all I did was spank you. So that's what it did. That's what it took to get you to the point of deciding to jump out there and making that other video, which was whack, by the way. Nobody respects the opinion of a person that failed in a lifestyle that he turned around and point the finger at for all his wrongdoings, when it was you, in fact, sir, that made all your final decisions on whatever dumb shit you chose to engage in and got you locked up. And then he gonna have the audacity to question if I push positivity on my platform. What you think this platform is built on, sir? Right? But again, you're nothing more than a cloud chase. Hold on, what's up with my round table family? And salute everybody in the cheese at. Hubs first. He say, free all my south side. Salute. Salute, Brody. Free all of them. Little Scotty, what's up, little Brody? Salute. Sending all my love and respect to you. Austin, what's up, Brody? He said he meant the CS out his mouth as disrespect. That's all to it. Exactly, Austin, bro. You feel me? And that's why I'm on him. You feel me? No reparations, no votes said. Dub's son is hella no 6'9" -10 with a J at the yeah, bro. All them videos he made about this one person, right? Oh, it was just reactions. This is how he described making a career out of making. If you go look at this guy's videos and you sit and you listen to him and you watch his mannerisms and all that, he trying to get Dubs down to a T. This man has been on Dubs so much, hundreds of videos, hundreds back to back. So there's just reactions, right? No, that's clout chase all the way. You made a career off of clout chasing and stealing another man's mannerisms. That's a fact. But I don't want nobody to go look at his videos because he's a dropout PC buster. You feel me? They get offended when I call him a buster. They say that I would see harsh penalty up under their law, right? Hey man, I don't encourage violence. I suggest y'all don't either, sir. You can't be that stupid, right? Maneuvering around online the way that y'all say that y'all do. See, we don't push in a negative direction. We push in the educational direction, sir. You feel me? And being that we push in the educational direction to end a negative narrative to anything that any of you people, meaning PC, dropout, failed gang members, that still choose to come and speak on situations that don't have nothing, I mean absolutely nothing to do with you, no matter how you're trying to spin it. These dudes actually believe that they're playing chess. They think they are chess masters. And it's a joke as well as just hilarious at the same time to sit back and witness these dudes master these straight faces that have these crowds of people believing that they are so genuine, that they've had this big epiphany since they was forced out the game, booted right up in their ass, boom, get up out of here. The game no longer wants you or needs you. Beat it, right? Forced out. Now they're heartbroken. Look at them. 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, joined 3 different gangs after booted out the original one. After rising in ranks, is what they say he's known for online. Hey, yeah, I've done my homework. Whether PC or not, these dudes got the voices in the big platforms. They send bots and all that shit to come jump in your chat and put all these crazy racist things in your chat to try to get the video flagged. They play these type of games like we don't already know and thinking a step ahead of them. But see, they operate off of a broken heart. Anytime you join 3 different gangs after booted out the original one and failed at all, on all levels, on every single level, you failed on every level. But I'm the one that's the piece of crap. Y'all push from a negative sense, not us over here. We come to educate the people correctly, bro, without having hatred and bitterness in our heart. We don't come to attack nobody. We just come to educate the people correctly. Those are the people that come and join forces with us and come sit at this round table, and we encourage each other a more positive direction in life and whatever, decision making. If you're in a bad place mentally, it might be feeling lost, ready to crash out or whatever. This is the round table you come sit at, right? And try to, hopefully, it's inspiring somebody the moments of clarity of like, I needed to hear that. I needed to know that there's somebody out there that's actually listening. You feel me? If I come jump in the chat, I don't feel stupid for typing it in the chat and engaging with these people because I see they genuine. I see they push is genuine. They all come and they show up for a reason here at this round table. You feel me? Because they know we're not driven by hatred. Our direction is definitely in the direction of positivity. Hopefully, inspiring anybody that's out there that need it. You're more than welcome here at the round table, bro. You feel me? Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Swang Low Podcast Show. DUROC Crip. Become an official member at this round table. We don't push false narratives over here. You feel me? Now, I want to make something clear to this other guy, right? You know, they say you got deported, bro, when you got out of prison. So you make a video talking about, yeah, you know that information was put out by you and that the people that was coming telling me stuff was you was looking at them as being rats, and that the person that they was coming to take the information to, you was looking at it as a police that should have a badge. This is what you said, right? Damn. But you look at me like that. I'm on the main line and been on the main line. Unfortunately, I'm not bragging about that. However, I kind of am, because when it comes to me and you in comparison, right, I didn't have to drop out of nothing. You said you did it and gained a moment of clarity of life and realized that you was happy to be free and to make a family and be out there with your family free and not in some jail. And you described me as angry and bitter because of look where I'm at, look where I've been at for the last 30-something years. And you said the bad decision that made me get there 30-something years. Hopefully, I take that and I'm turning it into something of positiveness to help people. Well, check this out. I've gained moments of clarity and didn't have to go SNY and PC to do it. See, that's the difference between me and you, little guy. Okay? And also the difference between you and I is I don't have to pattern my mannerisms around anybody to build a career. And at the same time, you're going at this person that you're stealing his style from. You make hundreds of videos. That's you hey, round table family. And again, this is not bullying, right? We here to educate and have some fun, humor. But y'all remember that song by Eminem, Stand? Right? Y'all remember that song, Stand? This is this guy making all those videos, dub. I swear I thought that was his son. The mannerism, how he try to talk. You feel me? How he try to sit there, like how Dub sit there. And I'm like, this is Dub's son. This is his illegitimate son. What the? Right? I'm bugging out. And then I'm like, wait a minute. This is hundreds of videos. This is stand type activity. Nasty work. But here it is. This is the same person. You have criticism about me being a cell soldier. Your definition of a cell soldier, you said, is what I did. My disrespect for your dropout brother in arms. The only reason you involved yourself in that, because that had nothing to do with you, sir. The only reason you involved yourself in that is because you jumped out there and wanted to smoke on purpose. You didn't think that the people that you know was right there by your side, some of your supposed bros, when y'all was road dogging it in this shit, right? Would turn on you and give up all that information about you, sir. What you went to prison for? Hey, all I know is this, right? All my relationships in my whole entire life has been legal. Never had to pay for nothing. Never had to, you know, uh, everything was legal. Just put it that way. Can you say the same, sir? Can you come on here and tell the people what you was charged with? How did you end up in prison? And why did you get removed off the yard the way that you did? Because guess what? I told you, man. I told you. I was just fighting you. Leave me alone. But nah, you want to show, you have machismo, right? You feel me? Like you was a guy, right? That had changed your life with this honest face, like how you did in that video. Y'all are good at that shit. Making it seem like oh, I'm out now. I'm really about this and I'm really about that, when really you're not. You're not keeping it real. I have yet to see any of you guys keep it real about your life, your teachings once you went over to the PC yard. Y'all don't never give us that side of your life, sir. But hey, guess what though? Other little guy. People been blowing up my DM in regards to you, sir. They said, hey, we want you to do him like how you did Zesty Blood now. So you're just gonna start getting random things in your DM about this guy. A whole lot of receipts about this guy. Right? Because he's a visita. This is what was told to me, sir. Just not an accusation that I'm putting out there on you. You know I'm not. So don't even try to go there. Right? But you know I'm not, sir. I told you. And he's seen this. He's seen this actively going on over here at this round table of people coming to me openly. Nothing was hidden, because these are for educational purposes in these videos. Educational purposes. We stand on correctness and righteousness of the righteous. And we expose those that are pretending to be righteous and speak with these stern, honest, calm faces, right? Talk with nice, you try to hold your demeanor pretty well. But for the most part, you don't do such a good job. Not to me. Thankfully, I have a eye for you guys. You know what? I'm changing my damn name. I'm changing my name, man. Y'all heard of the dog whisperer, right? Damn it, I'm the PC whisperer, damn it. Because all of them is coming out the woodworks and acting like they are, or coming in defense of other foul characters, when my focus or thoughts was never on you, because I never knew who the fuck you was. But here it is, you making videos and telling your people that I'm a cell soldier, in your humble opinion, as you said. Right? So, in my humble opinion, here I am again, holding this mirror up to you, sir. And I'm asking the people, we are here to bring knowledge to this round table and to anybody that's joining us, right? See, these are the reasons why I ask y'all all the time, become part of the round table family, man. Subscribe, it's for free. You feel me? Hit the notification bell so when we go live, do these videos, and we're here to educate each other about a lot of these guys that's got these big platforms, and they have these large crowds, and you know they're giving these better opportunities, right, and getting their message out there, which is false narrative based, driven by nothing but hatred, right? Um, People like me I'm actually in prison, as this little guy right here, right, pointed out. Been there for 30 years for the mistake he made way back then. That's what this guy said about me, right? But what he don't say is, and the difference between me and this guy is, he's on the main line still. I went pisita, and I went pisita because I had bad charges on me. I had real bad charges on me. Allegedly, this guy, allegedly, was caught up with some you know what? I'm gonna save it. I might just throw it on my Instagram. So to those of y'all that's following me on Instagram, just keep your eyes open for it. You feel me? Things come to me every day about these type of dudes, man. They so stupid. And I told the dude, like, don't do it, man. You don't want to engage with me like this. You don't. You don't. That goes to you and 69 minus 10 with a J at the end. At least 69 minus 10 with a J at the end is sending his bots and all these false people to do his dirty work and making these fake profiles. You know what I'm saying? At least he's smart enough to do it like that. You feel me? But at the end of the day, it stops nothing. Because I will continue to expose y'all. And the more of y'all that choose to jump in the ball game and you want to play ball with me, hey, all right. But we're just gonna continue to educate. Y'all can move from the direction of hatred, which y'all do, by the way, in my humble opinion. But we're moving in the direction of righteousness every time, all day, every day. We will present nothing but facts here at this round table, sir. Nothing false about any of you guys. All facts. Receipts too. Y'all know I'm notorious for presenting receipts on these guys when it comes to this type of stuff. So, little guy that got deported back to Mexico, right? What did you think? You thought your record got expunged when they did that? You thought when you got rolled up off the yards, people didn't take your paperwork and pass it around and make a whole bunch of copies of it? That's nasty work. You a real nasty guy, bro. You are a real freak. You feel me? And hey, G gonna be popping yet again. J-Dub said, don't be surprised, OG. YouTube is saturated by clout chasers with bad jackets. Don't give them no shine. Oh, nah, I ain't gonna even say his name no more, J-Dub. You feel me? But he know who he is. He know who he is. I'm not gonna say his name. He's out there. He had to go back to Mexico because he got deported back there, right? And you know, them charges that he was in prison for didn't go away. By the way, that's still on your record, little guy, right? That's deported back to Mexico. That's in that little room saying that I am a cell soldier, right? I think you fail to realize this, little guy, is if I'm a cell soldier, how did you make a video about me first? And I knew nothing about you. How? if I'm a sales soldier, first and foremost. Secondly, this guy, he in the opening of that video, he's sitting there eating a bag of chips, right? So if y'all wondering why the thumbnail is of him sitting next to 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, right? Eating a bag of tortilla chips, because this is how he opened up his video about me eating chips while I'm on the screen talking, right? So bam, that's why the thumbnail is like that, because that's him, right? So bam, he come out of nowhere, out of oblivion, and make that video and call me a sales soldier. So who's really being a sales soldier if I didn't know you and you make a video like that about somebody for clout, right? And then I respond to that and smash you, right? I walked on you and smashed you and didn't even realize it until the last minute. I felt all that yucky stuff up under my shoe. Like how you step on a cockroach, right? Bam. So that's when I realized, like, wait a minute, man. Nah, I can't be, responding to dudes and not even realize I'm responding to them like that. You feel me? So I'm just gonna spank him, and that's it. That's all. And that's what I called myself doing. But that led to this guy being brave enough to jump out there with another video yet again. Clout chasing move, of course. And here I am, giving him another dosage of reality. See, he was more worried about, but he knew it was coming. You knew it was coming, didn't you, little guy? You knew they was going to give me the real about you in my DM. You knew it. You were surprised it didn't happen on that last live, huh? Don't worry about it. We don't never just shoot the whole shot at one time, sir. You feel me? I like to keep a lot of my playground when it comes to that type of stuff on my Instagram. So again, to those of y'all that isn't following me on Instagram, I'm on Instagram as Trey_Mace. TRAY_MASE. You feel me? So go follow me on there, man, and keep up with the latest of this situation that I'm dealing with right now, since this guy want to play ball. I'm going to play ball with him. I'm going to indulge you, little guy, but in a different way. You feel me? Straight up. No reparations, no vote. Salute, man. Glad you was able to make the live. Send all my love and respect to you, Brody. Odell Harden, salute, my bro. Send all my love and respect to you as well, man. Glad you was able to make the live. That's bro right there, man. Stay tapped in. You feel me? Cuz 3X, what's up, sis? Salute, salute. Glad you was able to make the live. Send all my love and respect to you as well. Sam Q, West LA, top of the evening to the round table. Salute, one love. Salute to you, Brody. Glad you was able to make the live. Salute, salute. Cuz 3X said he was getting tossed around. Hey, sis, look, see, how I did this dude last time, right? It was more so like, okay, I spanked him first, right? Then he thought it was still a game, so then that's when I just grabbed him by the front of his shirt, right? And showed him that big brother strength. Just snatched him around where I wanted to while I was talking to him with one arm, right? Had him all off his feet. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't do nothing. I'm just manhandling this dude with one arm, but talking to him calmly, waking his game up. That's it. Not to hurt him or bully or harass him or any of that. Just to wake his game up, to educate him on where he was lacking at as what his manly purpose is supposed to be. And he's acting less than. what he's presenting himself to be, especially when you are stealing another man's his whole motion, everything, and you making a career off of it. You making a real good career off of being Lil Dubs, being his son, bro. You making a real good career out of that, bro. But what would make you want to come mess with me, a person that those like you that went, to the other side of the fence, right, bro? And you want beef with me? You called me a cell soldier, right? And then you describe a person that can't get to this person and this person, but you made the video about me first, and which you was entitled to do. I'd have no issues with that. You was entitled to it. But you did make that video about me first, sir. I became aware of that video. I responded to it swiftly, accurately, with nothing false about you, sir. Right? I just held up a mirror and I said, sir, I said, look, this is who you really are. And in comparisons, when it comes to me, it's night and day. You being night because you got buried. You got kicked out the culture club. You was no longer able to hang with the cool kids. Now that you kicked out, you say, yo, I don't care about that no more, bro. I'm free. I'm with my family now. I'm with this. I'm free. You've been in there for all these years and blah, 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 blah. The same cry. I know where I've been, sir. I've been where you could never even stand in for a good year. I've been where they airlifted you off trying to save your life. Tell them about that helicopter ride you took off the main line to the hospital. Tell them about the helicopter ride that they gave you, sir. We want to be educated on the real. Once that happened to you, we want to know, like, damn, in the moment of you fighting for your life, little buddy, in the moment of you fighting for your life and taking that helicopter ride to that nearest hospital outside the prison, right? What was going through your mind? Did you feel like you would have a chance if you recovered, if you survived your own people knocking you down? Do you still feel loved by them? Do you still love them? Where is your loyalty is going to stand after such, how can we describe this, man? Like, what you went through was crazy, bro. We want to know about that. What you felt, how it felt, knowing that it finally came out about you, what you was in prison for. How did it feel, sir? Tell us. We want to be educated. That's what we be here about at this round table. Nothing more, nothing less. We push positivity all day, every day. What you think this platform is built on? Part of that positivity is keeping it real, truth. And that even means holding up a mirror to you, sir, and reminding you of who you are. Educational purposes, never bullying, never harassing, never targeting. All positive, educational, informative videos only, sir. Stop placing yourself as the victim. Oh, you got fake politics in prison. Now I'm on YouTube getting fake politics by this black guy who's been locked up for 30 years. The mistake he made way back then still got him in there. Hey, my story ain't your story. And if you haven't been paying attention, we congratulate all of our brothers, the ones that been through this, that did unfortunately have to walk this side of life, meaning in prison, on these mainline level 4 yards, right? Those that unfortunately had to be in those environments, that made it through that storm, made it through the prison experience period, and was able to regain their freedom, them are the ones we celebrate, especially the ones that's out there being a part of their family life, their kids picking back up the pieces to where they fell off and left off and made the bad decisions that led them away from their loved ones, that they're now fortunate and blessed to be back in the centerpieces of their lives. We celebrate that here, sir. What you mean? Go look at all the interviews that I've done of a lot of my homeboys that I had on here. All of them, everybody that I interviewed, been through this and made it to the other side, and we celebrate them all the time. I point out all great men that I met in unfortunate, bad situations. Something that we don't glorify. We people like myself, I know, is taking this, like I've told you, this time ain't this 30-something years in prison. It's not going to be done in vain. No, we've already created the path to where we are going the direction we're going to stay going in, little buddy. All right? And again, addressing you, calling me a cell soldier, right? Saying that I can't get to you, and you know how I shouldn't be addressing things that I can't deal with, and you know if it was prison, if the doors opened up, how this and that would happen, and this and that. Man, come on, bro. Me and you don't relate on no prison stuff. So don't even come trying to talk to me about no prison stuff on what would happen and this and that, because we don't relate when it comes to that. You telling your perspective from a 50-50 PC SNY protective custody yard, sir. I'm telling mine from the perspective of a person that's on the main line, on a general population level 4 yard at the present, unfortunately. Nothing to brag about, but that's just the reality of this roundtable and this platform, sir. And again, in case you need to be educated about the direction of this platform, whether it's here to educate people or whatnot, right? Well, hey, just stay tuned. Because there's a lot of things that I want to educate the people about you, little buddy. Now, when it comes to big buddy, 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, hey, ain't nobody hearing, don't nobody care about your opinion about when it comes to nothing in the black culture, bro. Especially in the direction of Compton, bro. Don't nobody care. Ain't nobody trying to hear it. You having that face, right? That facial expression of sincerity of this guy who, you know, view the game just different, and it's those guys now, right? Oh, understandably so. But if you are a person that take the standpoint of walking away from the game, walk away from the game and give us your life on that moment when you got airlifted off the yard. 69 minus 10 with a J at the end. We more interested about that. We want to be educated about that, sir. Stop doing content on communities and situations that you can't relate to. You're not that type of gangster. You never have been. Point blank period. You never have been. You're not that good of a chess player. No matter how you try to word your wording in your videos, right? I see through it. You did okay on your performance. You studied it probably the whole night. Your eyes look all bugged out, like you was, you know, not fully aware of, you know, what was really going on. You was inspired by something. Okay? 69 minus 10 with a at the end. Nobody cares about your opinion about a city, community, and a culture that you can't relate to. You feel me? Focus on trying to get your situation correct, within your community, and um, everything else that comes with that, sir. Let the people know about that. Since you want to do this so-called gang content, that you're trying to put rap music connected to gang banging, connected to a community that don't gang bang. You feel me? And trying to say one overshadow the other. You is an idiot, bro. In my humble opinion. And that is not to bully or any of that. That is to actually educate this man, about how truth comes to a person that comes and lie and moves um, by bitterness and heartache, heartbroken, because they can't go back to their communities. They say they won't change and they want to help people and this and that, and they can't even go back to their own communities and do it. That's where it's supposed to start for a lot of us. We're supposed to be able to go back to these communities with something of value to contribute to it, to make it better. Not just going back just to go back and say you've been there. No, how I was taught. But of course, these guys is never on my level of gangsterism. Never will be, ever. So your opinions to the people that's out there that really stand for stuff, and never folded, never bent, respected all the rules and regulations of the game. You feel me? Hey, we salute all of y'all. There's many of y'all that done been through this and then got out. Me and my bro 16 to Life just had this discussion. He's another guy that I admire and look up to because he's been through this. Me and him been together. He's been out 8 years free of all this stuff. Of course, there's going to be changes in his points of views of different things because he's, detaching himself. Nobody should have to be just solely stuck on, all the depressions of this prison shit. All just because you've been through it don't mean that's where your mind have to stay at on certain stuff. I respect it. Like I've said to him, your approach to things may not be as I would, but at the same token, I will always have a great appreciation for what he contributed to the game and what he's contributed to me, personally as a friend. You feel me? And that's the same sentiments that I come to my round table with all my round table family and contribute to y'all. We contribute that to each other. You feel me? It is only the idiots that try to make it, as if they don't know that. You feel me? By putting out, false impressions of who I am as a person. Trying to, come in defense of another guy who I was really focused on and jump into the ball game and say he won't smoke with me. So when I respond the way that I do, then he starts saying that people that's here at my roundtable family are rats, and that the person that they was giving the information to was the police, and the person he talking about is me. So I'm like, he said this person got a badge and all this, right? And I'm like, damn, this is coming from a guy that went protective custody for having bad charges on him after getting airlifted off the yard. I'm talking about he got done bad. When I say he got done bad on that prison yard, this is for educational purposes only. Consider this to be like the National Geographic's, right? Prison version of what would be the best description of a National Geographic scene? Let me see. Let's say when the deer go to the lake to get some water, to drink some water, and they sticking their nose up in there and they sniffing it and they drink a little bit and they looking around if they hear something, and the whole time a crocodile is sneaking up on them and they can't even see him or hear him until the last minute, and the crocodile just hop out the water and just snatch this deer in the water by his head, unsuspectingly though, right? That's how this situation is with Lil Buddy. I told Lil Buddy, hey, Little buddy, don't make no more videos talking about me in my direction, no matter how slight, no matter how calm your demeanor is, right, or tone, no matter if you, as he described me, using these cuss words and disrespectful words, calling this person this and that, being disrespectful and blah, 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 right? Okay, little buddy. And you say that makes me a cell soldier. Little buddy, check it out. What do it make you making videos about a person that you wasn't even on that person's radar? You wanted me to be aware of you, little buddy, which inspired those videos that you made, little buddy, which is why the only reason why you're getting acknowledgement now is because this is inspired by your videos, little buddy. So while you continue to try to sit way out there, right, PC'd up way out there in that little bitty room where it gotta be hot as a motherfucker, right, making these bullshit videos, right, these passive aggressive videos, which I should, I'm trying to encourage you to be a better man, to do better. So my humble opinion, little buddy, is this: stop trying to be like Papa Dubs. Stop trying to be like Dubs. You can never be Dubs, bro. You know, a fake invitation is always a fake invitation, bro. That's what you are. Be yourself. Maybe people would accept you more if you was more yourself and not trying to be Dubs. The 100 videos and you say that's just reactions. You didn't never call him out his name. You don't have to. You don't have to. You are purposely running behind Dubs. You are purposely running behind him. Purposely holding in both hands his jingle bells. You're purposely doing this. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Bro, that is not the business. But this is what you're doing by continuing to make videos about me. And I told you, hey, I'm going to hit you with facts. I'm going to hit you with screenshots. I'm going to hit you with videos. I'm going to hit you with police reports. All that. This is the things that, just stop playing with me, bro. Little buddy in the back, big buddy in the back. Continue to we not trying to hear nothing you talking about. Straight up, nothing. Little Scotty said, crop out brother in arms is crazy. Yeah, man. Little Scotty say, bro, quick with the blocking people chat message. Me up top said, turn this man up. He should have more views. Push him in the algorithm. Please, man, salute, man. I appreciate you. Tommy up top, MTV. Salute. Thank you, Brody. Odell Harden said, what about that Enrique boxer on YouTube? I'm not familiar with him. No reparations, no vote, said Caesar Milan. Tommy up top said, LOL, the PC Whisperer. Yeah, I'm telling you. That's what I'm going to fuck around and change my name to, man. The PC Whisperer, bro. The PC Whisperer. I might go change that. Hey, make sure y'all go subscribe, man, to Push Play TV Uncut. Right? Big Creep logo, which I might change my name to the PC Whisperer over there, bro. Make sure y'all go subscribe to that. We need a few more subscribers over there so we can start going live on that one too, man. But the PC Whisperer, that's catchy as a motherfucker. For real though, bro. Beach Boy, salute, man. Glad you was able to make the live. I send all my love and respect to you as always. Hold on, y'all. I'm still here. Salute to everybody, man, that's able to make the live. Salute, salute. All my roundtable family. Odell Harden said, you exposed that A Street toilet selfie sitting goof. Oh man, hey Odell Harden. Hey man, put it this way: when it comes to that guy, right? Whew, nasty, nasty, nasty work. He better not ever say nothing else about me. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Limes over lemon. She said, "Hey y'all, hope everything going smooth. Salute to you, sis. Glad you was able to make the live. I'm kind of late. I'm trying to catch up to all the comments right now." Tommy up top said, "Don't delete the haters. They gonna turn you up too. Publicity is good. Publicity, absolutely. Don't delete. If they not disrespecting nobody hood or disrespecting anybody's deceased family members, leave them. Don't delete their messages. Leave them. I feel like assaulting. I feel like engaging in some a game of chess, words wise. Let's go." Austin said, "Pray for the real ones. 1610s don't stand a chance." No, they don't, Austin. Not at all. Not at all. Bando for Life said, "OG, how do you feel about these internet thugs broadcasting street activities?" Hey, Bando for Life, I feel like this, right? I feel like we all that's of conscious mind know that certain things, right, should not be said, should not be televised, or none of that. We all, those of us of conscious mind know that. However, right, the people that is doing that, all is chasing something. Everybody is chasing something. And these guys is chasing after the biggest drug, I guess, to a certain degree, that all of us is really, if you think about it, is chasing, because you don't never want to fail. So I guess we are, to a certain degree, all on certain levels is chasing this drug of notoriety, on being real, on standing on what they stand on. You feel me? And whatnot. So yeah, some more aggressively than others, as we see. So I feel like it's a lot of stuff me personally feel should not be televised or spoke about when it comes to certain things that pertains to streets, period. You feel me? But again, that's just me, in my humble opinion. Beach Boy, my brethren, man, I send all my love and respect to you as always. Glad you was able to make the live. You feel me? Salute, salute. Beach Boy says, "Swing glow out here, rustling feathers. Got these dudes in their feelings." Hey, Beach Boy, it's crazy how these people would actually make these videos, right? Um, um, uh, uh, Make these videos calling me a cell soldier, and giving these BS excuses as to why they doing this when I didn't know nothing about them. And then when I respond to it, I'm the police now, because people was coming telling me stuff that's real about them, about the bad charges that they had, that they got airlifted off the yard for. Allegedly, I'm gonna give him that, right? But this is what they are putting out there on you, little buddy. Little buddy that got deported. Little buddy that made that video about me clout chasing on me, right? And when I respond to it, I'm a cell soldier. The person that didn't know nothing about you, that you made the video about, little buddy. No, we are not the same. We would never view your intentions and all that. We would never view it the same, bro. You went over to a soft yard, right, and found some level of gangsterism to the point where you're jumping online trying to come after me, right? A mainline Crip, me? You went to the other side. You say you're proud of not being in good standings with your people, right? For the reasons that you got airlifted off the yard. loaded up the butt by by the people that was embracing you the most, right? Forced out. And now you're proud of it because now I get to spend time with my family as a free man. I don't have to be up under those prison rules no more and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But in the same sentence, if you was in prison with me and I had a problem with you when the doors open up, we get cracking. Well, if was a fifth, we'd all be faded right now for one. But check this out though, little buddy. If you was in prison with me, right, that would mean you would be an active, respectable man from your community, upholding it at its highest degree in an unfortunate environment around a whole bunch of other people from all over the universe, right? That has the same, if not, more steeper mentality than you do, right? But still to a certain degree and on a certain level, you are respected and embraced, right? If you're proven worthy of that embraciveness. See, 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, and Lil Buddy out there in Mexico, they got deported, right? With them bad charges on him. That I'm gonna go have some fun on Instagram with eventually and put out there on him. One more video, buddy. So I expect you to be humble. I expect you to be humble. I'm a mainliner, right? You failed at trying to be who I am. You failed at, bro, long ago. You couldn't even last a year. You failed in its entirety. Gave it all up. So if, the most logical question to any of us would be, if you gave it all up and you needed protection from where you once stood strong at, why would you have any attachments to it? Why would you speak on it or want to think about it? We want to hear about your life once you went Pisita. We want to hear about your life once you went that route. That's what we came to be entertained by. What was Pisita like for you? What was the teachings? What did they teach you to become a better man and get out there and make that community that you can't never go back to again because you got exiled out the game, kicked out like an unruly child in the buttocks, and told you can't come back in. You was left, hurting at the backside forever after, brokenhearted. All of them be brokenhearted when they get exiled out the game like that. All of them. This is what drives their hatred. This is what pushes their motives to sit behind them cameras and make them videos with those straight, stern faces. The false, stern faces of concern for a community that he has no attachments to. I'm talking about you, 69 minus 10 with a J at the end right now, by the way. Pointing out the histories of Compton and the great people that came from it, like we don't already know this. Ain't nobody trying to hear nothing about your perspective. When it comes to this lifestyle and this culture, you have no attachments to. You couldn't even stand strong in your own. 69 minus 10 with a J at the end. You couldn't even stand strong in your own. So we don't want to hear your opinions about anything in relation to the black culture, to Compton. You can't relate, so we don't want to hear nothing from you, sir. Bando for life. If you're mainline, regardless what car, salute. Don't speak or waste your time on trash. And that is absolute facts. That is absolute facts, bro. Right? However, if there's false narratives being pushed, right, and these dudes got these big platforms, I develop a platform where I have my personal opinions and perspectives that goes completely against the false narratives that they pushing out there on these bigger platforms, right? It's my obligation to obviously go against that because that is obviously false. That's like standing around watching a dude snatch up a child and doing nothing about it when you could. You feel me? Like, come on, man. You feel me? So, you know, I deserve. We all have a voice. We all have a form of defense. You feel me? Straight up, it should be representation for all of us. Not one false narrative being pushed by dudes that's driven by hate. That was driven out. They got X'd out the game. You feel me? We supposed to bow down and allow that false narrative to be pushed when we can develop our own platforms without having to kiss ass. Eventually, it'll build up. People will catch on. If you're real about what you stand on, you know what I'm saying. The narrative is always real. It has to be. That's a person that's on the main line. I can't come and push no false narratives about nothing when it comes to the main line. I'm on a main line right now, a level 4. You feel me? Straight up, Brody. Lines over Living said, Mr. DUROC Crip, that deportation guy just trolling. I wouldn't give crap about a failure like that. For sure, sis. You already know. I know that fool trolling. You feel me? I know it. You feel me? It's offensive that that people would look at me as the person that's being wrong when I'm saying, look, bro, these dudes got exiled out the culture club. They was no longer to hang around the cool kids at the cool table. They got kicked out for whatever reason. And they wasn't willing to accept that because they probably felt like they contributed a lot to the game, so they should have been an exception for the rule. Meaning they wanted to be bigger than the program. And people have to find out the hard way that they are never bigger than the program. So if given the opportunity for you to get politicked on, you feel me? You put yourself in the position to get politicked on by trying to, violate whatever rule to the game and think that people is going to allow you to exist no matter what rule it is. And if you got bad charges, once it come out, you getting dealt with, point blank, period. I don't know where people get the idea that blacks don't be on a program when it comes to taking care of business. You feel me? That's just something that dudes ain't willing to just jump out there all the time and speak on, especially if it's current. You feel me? You don't want to do that. A lot of the stuff that I talk about happened years ago. Years ago. You feel me? But I try to make it relative to the times of today. In what I talk about, the stories that I bring to the attention of the people so people can understand this shit. You feel me? Odell Horton said it's crazy how Mexicans act like they the only ones good at soccer on the inside in California, but the World Cup, blacks being dominant in the sport. Hey man, when I seen all those black dudes playing in the World Cup and all that, right, I was like, damn, I didn't know it was that many blacks. Just to keep it all the way real, I didn't know it was that many blacks that played soccer. So salute to them, man, and all their accomplishments in that sport, for real. Austin said, Crip, he violated the 48 laws of power, a rule that has to do with don't reveal, and what he done was reveal. Exactly, bro. Exactly. No reparations, no vote. Salute, Brody. Salute, salute, salute. Salute. Odell Horton said France and England had a bunch of Africans on their teams. I seen a lot, bro. I seen a lot. It was all good. Tommy up top, MTV said, I know a YouTuber that has a lot of views that I was in prison with that act like he was stepping, but he really wasn't. Oh, really? You gonna have to um Tommy's up top, MTV, you gonna have to hit me on Instagram and let me know who that is, brother. I would like to know. Dalmo Robbins, my brethren, man, I send all my love and respect to you. Glad you was able to make the live, bro. Salute, salute. All love, all respect as always. Kitchen Savvy, salute. Glad you was able to make the live. He said respectfully, it's time to move on from that guy, my brother. I mean, it's been time to move on from him, bro. You feel me? But it's also time for him to move on, in his criticisms, of me, of what I stand for as a man, of what I put out there in comparisons to what he put out there. You feel me? He chased the hottest topics that's out there. That's what he do. Okay? I don't. I try to come with as much as original, creative content that I possibly can that is relative to my life, to the lifestyle. You feel me? That I've been living for forever, and all its failures, and the things that I hope and aim to achieve. Turn those failures into achievements. You feel me? And that's every time I'm able to come to this platform and direct my roundtable into the direction of righteousness, of greatness, of uplifting. You feel me? Of encouraging, of educating, all of us educating each other about something. That's the vibe of this all. That's the vibe of it all, Brody. Lil Scotty said Jingle Bells is crazy. Yeah, bro. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Straight up. Straight up. Lil Buddy is definitely, doing his best version of Jingle Bell cupping that you could imagine a man would be inspired to do. You feel me? Is wild. From Dub's mannerisms, how he talk. This guy got him down to a T. The only difference is Lil Buddy got that dumbass mustache and be wearing a lot of dumbass hats. Right? And you can tell that he's trying to imitate Dub's every mannerism by how he try to present himself and articulate himself in the video, which would highly qualify this man to be the number one Jingle Bell man out there. Facts. Look at him. Look at the videos. The history of it all speaks for itself. And in no way, in shape, form, or fashion is this bullying, harassing, targeting, or any of that. This is for educational purposes. We're educating this guy on his mannerisms that has been presented to some of us that's in question. So we're just here to get educated about it and possibly encourage him to be more educated about himself, the realities of himself. So I speak truth. Lil Buddy is a fraud. However, we're going to allow a Lil Buddy to live in the shadow of Papa Dubs as much as he wants. That we have no dog in that fight. But I would have swore up and down that was Dubs' illegitimate child. I would have swore up and down. I almost thought it, like, Dubs, you not claiming him? Like, what? Right? Hey. But all the videos is why I thought that. All like he trying to be like Papa. You feel me? He's cheating his way up the ladder, trying to be like Papa. Unfortunately, he couldn't find his own footing. So attack Papa. That's what I was getting from the consistency in all those videos he made about Dubs. That was nasty work. Pam, what's up? Salute. Sis, glad you was able to make the live. You feel me? We just here, you know, reminding these young men, about why staying in your lane and minding your business is a major flex, in my humble opinion, because you never know the things that people will be inspired to bring to you when they don't like and they know that your presentation is built on a whole bunch of falsisms, like you are a complete fraud and fake. And they're like, hey, Creep, man, look, man, we tired of this fool, Holmes. Look, here, take this, fool, take this, take that, take it. We got some more coming to you, too, about this guy. About those charges he was in prison for. What he got it lit up for. Airlifted off the yard for it. Ended his career for. We got the receipt, sir. So, little buddy that insists on trying to play ball, we can play ball. Right? But we only gonna play ball the correct way. I promise you, the ball is gonna be played correct. All the round table family is gonna be well aware of everything, step by step, video by video, screenshot by screenshot, all about you, little buddy. Because I told you not to play with me. And this is gonna be my very last time addressing you. I'm just going to direct the people over to Instagram, and over here we just going to continue to move forward, and hopefully with more people, willing to come be a part of this roundtable family, continue to build and climb. Hopefully, y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Swang Low Podcast Show, man, and engage in the chat. I always encourage participation from all my roundtable family, of course, and those of y'all that may be considering becoming part of this roundtable family. You feel me? Jump in the chat, man. Just be respectful. Don't disrespect anybody's hood, dead homies, or none of that stuff. Don't put no racist stuff in the chat or none of that. If you're curious about something, man, just put, jump in, engage. I engage with all the people. All my roundtable family know that. Those that's been around, they familiar with how we get down here. You feel me? Salute to everybody though, man, that's able to make the live. Salute to everybody that's able to catch it a little bit later. I know people got things to do throughout their day. I also know that people was looking forward to me, bringing the real, awareness to Lil Buddy, as well as 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, right? To bring awareness to, we don't want to hear nothing you guys got to say. We don't respect your opinion about nothing. You have no relation to the culture. Period. Why would we want to hear your opinion about a culture you have no relation to? Especially when you took the direction of disrespect by calling people from that culture weak. And we supposed to be embracive of that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, what we encourage is those of y'all that's out there that move with pure intentions and want to see, a positive direction, to help people continue to expand and grow and become better people in their life and their decision making out there in the freedom of their life, then we encourage that. That's at the top of the list here at this roundtable. We do it all the time. Matter of fact, I think we've been extremely consistent in that here at this roundtable when it comes to encouraging, positiveness. However, we also have been consistent in standing up for ourselves against these weirdos that want to push false narratives about a person's character, right? About a person that been through something they couldn't even last a year on the main line doing. Couldn't even last a year and got blasted out your boots behind the charges which you was in prison for, that made you go pisita. The information that you provided on the people to keep you from going back to any mainline. all that. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing. Austin said briefcase ain't blank. Don't bring it if it don't got correct papers in it. Goddamn right, Austin. You feel me? And you know, I love presenting receipts with any and everything that I come to this round table with. Any and everything. I want people to be totally and completely aware of who these people want y'all to believe that they are. And any information that's brought to me, I'm going to bring to y'all. Come on, man. Y'all seen how I did Zesty Blood, right? Y'all seen the video before, you know, I had to take it down. But y'all seen how I did Zesty Blood. I came on here to this platform and I spoke all facts. Then I directed my roundtable family straight over to my Instagram. Go over there. There's videos. There's screenshots. There's audio recordings of Zesty Blood caught with his hand in the pickle jar. Him and his cellmate caught. They couldn't, oh my God, it went viral. You feel me? He's claiming that he making people famous because he's this famous guy, right? He making people famous. But here it is, I made him famous. I made him and his celly go viral because they got caught with their hand literally in a pickle jar. Right? So best believe when I say I got some receipts on some guys. And I love presenting them type of receipts on these type of guys. When they say that they one way, but undercover, they be a whole nother way. 69 minus 10 with a J at the end and little buddy in the back that's over deported in Mexico. Especially you over there deported in Mexico, little buddy in the back. You a nasty, nasty guy. You feel me? And you know what I'm talking about. Little buddy in the back. You know what they came and presented to me. The guys that you said that you called rats. You described them as rats, and really you know, you the guy in the thumbnail, not them. Not none of my roundtable family. That's you in 69 minus 10 with a J at the end in the thumbnail. Little buddy in the back that's deported over in Mexico that called me a cell soldier but couldn't even last on the main line with me a whole year. He pointed out this guy, he's been in prison for over 30 years, yup. Yeah, you had that correct, little buddy in the back. You had that correct, over 30-something years. But why you didn't say on the main line? And why you didn't also say a place that I couldn't even exist a whole year without getting airlifted off the yard, snitching on the people that was around and going pisita? Why you don't tell them that? Tell them your life story. Living your truth, since you come on camera as a proud man that's free now. That's out. You got your family and all that, right? The same things that we celebrate here, but the only difference is you did it the sleazy way. You did it in dishonor of what you were supposed to be upholding, what you were sworn to do. But little buddy in the back that's deported over in Mexico, you had a sweet tooth for underage candy. You had a cold sweet tooth allegedly for underage candy. That's what we here to educate the people about when it comes to you, little buddy in the back that's deported over in Mexico. You are a nasty, nasty guy. You a freak. And one more video, little buddy in the back. One more. As a matter of fact, I think I might want an apology from you. So I'm gonna encourage another video. Only this video is gonna be a full-fledged apology. Either apologize or unload. To all my roundtable family, again, if y'all are not following me on Instagram, I encourage you to. I'm on there as TRAY_MASE. And keep up with all the latest in relation to the things that I'm talking about right now when it comes to me and little buddy in the back that's deported over in Mexico right now, calling me a cell soldier. Right? So, yeah. Follow me on Instagram to keep up with the latest on if I don't get my apology from this PC, this dropout, and how he need to go and say how our life is never the same because he couldn't last on the main line with me a whole year without getting airlifted off the yard. All that. Put all that in your next video and apologize. Or the people will know as we educate them about who people really are. Period. That's Zesty Blood names. And Zesty Blood, take this as warning. Take this as a warning, Zesty Blood. I know you out there somewhere listening, peeking, like the little peekaboo that you are, right? You are a cold piece of work, Zesty Blood. You are a cold piece of work. I got something loaded in the chamber for you, boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's just sitting off in the cut. You feel me? You are a very, very cold-hearted individual. Shout out to my whole roundtable family, man, that contribute the best information, the best, research on a lot of these guys. The discoveries every day. Some of these dudes are some cold freaks. Straight up. That's not me just putting that title on, never. But that's just a harsh reality that you got these type of dudes, grown men, that is like these type of supposedly grown men. And they have platforms where major exposure of all these falsehoods, these false concerns of things that they have zero compassion for, let alone any type of connection to, any relation to, none. And they not even in good standing, make it make sense. They not even in good standards with their own community. They are not afforded to have criticism to a community that kicked them out of it. You feel me? Not nothing of truth, of worth that people need to hear, because the real ones ain't gonna never come on and reveal nothing about what goes on in their community. They're not gonna confirm it. You feel me? But guess who gonna come and try to confirm some shit with those stern, honest looking faces, right? Where they twisting the game and they call themselves playing chess with y'all intelligence. Person like me, I just come knock all the pieces off the board like this shit fake. Bam! Knock all the pieces off the board. Wake everybody game up. This shit fake. They get mad when I do that. So they send they bots, they super fans, with these threats and all this racist stuff, trying to get the videos and all this stuff, flagged and, using all these little BS tactics. We are fully aware of everything that y'all are attempting to try to do. Something that YouTube should be well aware of that's taking place, that they allow and then turn around and try to crucify the original creators of the channels for, when you have people that's out there playing, that's sending bots, paid bots, you know what I'm saying, to put bullshit inside your chat, to blow it up, to try to get the video flagged. Idiots. But they will spare no expense to try to devoice the real. And all we do is we come with truth. We stand on our truth. And if that truth is exposing the fake, then that's what it is. And I will always be considered a threat to these people. Why people saying, oh man, don't acknowledge this. I don't fuck with PCs. I told y'all that. However, when you got these dudes that's giving these platforms and opportunities to voice, their opinion about the environment that I'm in and about how I'm the piece of shit for standing on what I'm standing on, and how all we do is push politics and be mad and this and that, right? All false narratives. If y'all can't see that by now through my demeanor, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not mad. I'm not pushing false narratives. That ain't something that I would be able to get away with doing on YouTube, and I'm currently in prison on the mainline level 4 yard. That ain't how I go. I'm here to let y'all know that, in case you're not knowing. You feel me? Straight up. Jake Brown, what's up with my bro, man? Salute. Glad you was able to make the live. I send my love and respect to you as always. That's big bro. King Groover said, oh, he a tree jumper too now. Yeah, bro. Absolutely. Allegedly. You feel me? And in no way, shape, form, or fashion is this a form of bullying, targeting, or harassing. This is for educational purposes about a person pushing a false narrative about their character, and us debunking that narrative. We're not allowing the falsisms to be pushed. We are rather educating with true factuals about these individuals. And again, no way, shape, form, or fashion is this a form of bullying, harassing, or targeting. These are educational videos only. You feel me? Point blank, period. But again, so if they are allowed to push their narrative, don't y'all think by rights I should have the opportunity to speak where I come from in defense of my environment that they are trying to paint a negative picture of, and I'm living in it every day? How can somebody that's out there on the streets paint an accurate picture about a situation that I'm living in right now? How can they tell y'all the rules better than me? That's like me trying to tell y'all I know the rules of the streets better than the people that's out there living in the streets right now, and I ain't been out there in over 30-something years. Stop playing. You feel me? So of course, people are going to have their opinions about a person that's incarcerated, that has a voice, that has a platform, right? That's speaking righteousness. You're going to have people that support it, that's going to push it, that's going to stand behind it because they see the accuracy and the things that you contribute to the game. And then you're going to have those that's criticizing it because they can't have no true attachments to the real days in, days out of living on a level 4 general population yard, right? Right now, in the present, you're not going to get that from nobody else, especially a person that's not out pushing negative, that's pushing negative energy to the free world. We here to educate people, man, about what to really expect in this life if you make certain decisions, what you can expect, what you can look forward to. Whether you consider yourself to be a real gang member or just a dress up gang member. You feel me? Whether you consider yourself you want to go live a life of mainline general population yours, or whether you want to go PC. You will be educated about both sides, unbiasedly, only with facts, and not driven by anger and hatred and a broken heart like those guys, like 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, and Lil Buddy. Objective is, and they push it strong and hard. For a person that couldn't last a year on the main line, that got airlifted off the yard, went PC after that, to call me a cell soldier, that is absolute comical. Absolute comical. I have one guy, the guy way over that got deported way out to Mexico, right? Little Buddy in the back. I got him calling me a cell soldier. They got bad charges on him. They got airlifted off the yard, went PC'ta, dropout, failed gang member, broken heart, couldn't get back into the culture club, calling me a cell soldier. And I'm on the main line. Okay. I ain't got airlifted. I ain't go PC'ta. I ain't drop out from nothing. But I'm the cell soldier, right? And yeah, you made it a point now that I'm in prison, been here for 30-something years. I can't get to you, you can't get to me. That's your definition of being a cell soldier, of woofing when you can't get to person, right? You said I shouldn't have said nothing. No, that ain't how this go. Because I'm not the one that stepped out there and started the disrespect to a person that didn't even know you, didn't even know you existed. Then I went and discovered who you really are. You were imitation of another man. You living in the shadow of another man. You cheating the game by constantly making all those videos, the so-called reaction videos, as you called it. Oh, because I didn't call him out his name, is what you said. But you got 100 and some, damn near 200 videos of this one man. Again, if that don't make you the #1 jingle bell holder in the whole United States and Mexico, I don't know what do, bro. Not only is you the biggest jingle bell holder when it comes to Popeye Dubs, but then you chase after all these stories that have to do with people of all colors, of all kind. I give you that. You be all over the map with it, but you got a lot of black material, of all the latest guys that's making headlines in your thumbnails. You even got my bro 16 to life in your thumbnails. You got quite a few of him. You've been keeping a real close eye of that. And Dubs, your infinity for Dubs, your papa. Respectfully, your papa. We salute you and your papa. Because you try to act just like him. You're stealing his materials. You jump in front of your camera every day and do your best interpretation of Dubs that you can. I don't want nobody going looking at his videos. Just take my word for it, though. Right? This guy is nothing real about it. He's a mirage. He's a mirage. He's a fake imitation of. Artifacts, man, thank you, bro. I'm glad you was able to make the live. I send all my love and respect to you always, Brody. Thank you. I appreciate you always, Brody. For real, for real. He said, great interview. He talking about the interview that me and 16 to Life did, which was great, by the way, man. Salute to my brother. 16 to Life, chill, man. For real, for real. Knucklehead Street, man, salute. Glad you was able to make the live. He said Nashville in the He's house. For sure. Shout out to Nashville, man. Salute to all of y'all. Salute to you, Knucklehead Street. Hey, man, nah, we back here today, right? Inspired by Lil Buddy in the back, the guy that got airlifted off the mainline yard for having them bad charges on him. His infinity for underage candy, allegedly, right? His infinity for it. He had a cold sweet tooth for that underage candy. Cold sweet tooth, freak, right? And being that he had that cold sweet tooth, he got caught up. That's what he ended up being charged with, allegedly, until I get what I get. And if he press another video and I drop it, y'all gonna see all the evidence, right, on this freak. You feel me? But how he got airlifted off the main line, went and snitched, went to the PC, you feel me? Didn't last a year on the main line, right? Got knocked down, went to the PC, got out, and ended up getting deported upon release and sent back to Mexico. That's a fact. That's a fact. You feel me? And because of those bad charges, he thought that was going to go away by him getting deported and sent back to Mexico. I guess this was his thinking belief, right? However, them charges ain't went nowhere. Little buddy in the back, I'm talking to you. They ain't went nowhere. They still there. And you calling the people that's bringing that information to me PCs like rats and all this and that, when in fact that's you. You're describing yourself. Didn't nobody make you or force you jump out there and make that first video about me, because I knew nothing of you. Put my picture on your thumbnail and you made that video eating them tortilla chips and gave your opinion of me and called me the cell soldier, like I'm the buster that crossed the game, that didn't respect the rules and regulations and had to go PC, when in fact that's you. But I'm the cell soldier. Nah, we don't let you get away with that false narrative of a real one. You feel me? We know who the PC is. I'm here to hold that mirror up to these people and remind them, you're in character. I understand when you get behind your camera, you in character. You got these real big platforms, so I take it you feel how your appearance and reputation has to appear on camera, so you practice that shit over and over. You can tell you edit your videos. You feel me? So you're practicing over and over until you're watching it. Okay, yeah, I'm convincing in that, saying, bam, let me clip this. I'm convincing in that. That's how y'all do y'all shit. We live. We live, baby. It ain't no editing, live, baby. You feel me? We speak when it's real, when it's original, when it's facts. It just flows out of you, the truth. There's no need for editing when the truth is the truth. Period. You feel me? King Groover said earlier today, I seen a video of this nigga from 40 saying he condoned his homies being on 50-50 yards. His name from he a old nigga too, shaking my head. That's crazy. Hey, King Grover, I know exactly who you talking about. I seen that, right? I'm not gonna say his name, you know, but see, that's the exact thing that is giving a misleading It's giving a misleading green light on a situation that dudes is not living in. They looking at it from one way, and they looking at it from the way of a person that's already out there, that's free, that's been free probably of jail for however long, and they not understanding what they are advising they homeboys to do to the full extent, right? And advising them to go 50-50 PCS and Y, right? It's putting a target on them because you know this and you telling them, don't go do it, but don't go back. Don't mess up because they're gonna send you back to a level 4 and you're gonna get maxed out when you go back. So if you know that that's gonna happen, why would you ever advise them to go over there? Your inspiration can't solely just be because you want to see them come home faster. They're gonna come home when they come home. And on those yards, them yards is more dangerous than it is on the main line at times because they have no rules or regulations to certain codes that they got to live by over there. They can go over there and fall in love with a man and cause a war and with no repercussions. And they'll just go to the next yard and exist around other PCs. No repercussions. There's no rules or regulations. They can go over there and lose their life. You feel me? So if I'm coming and I'm on a main line level 4 yard where death has happened over and over again, right? But if I'm on this yard and I've been on this yard, you feel me? On these type of yards where I know how real it can get in a blink of an eye, you feel me? Why would I come push a false narrative and encourage others to want to come be a part of this because I'm so mad and angry and bitter and all I do is politic? False narratives. So King Groove, that's why I say this platform is necessary and needed, because with them narratives being put out there by certain people, and to each his own, people is entitled. You feel me? It don't mean I have to be in agreement with it or nobody here at this round table, because we definitely not. We're going to put out our narrative of righteousness and realness, period, in which we are not encouraging nobody, young or old, to ever go to no 50-50. Ever. That's out. We would never encourage nobody to go there, but if that's what you choose to do as a man, then that's on you. Suffer the consequences of that decision, because there's definitely consequences if by chance, no matter who you are, you would never be considered, looked at as bigger than the program. A 50-50 SNY is a 50-50 SNY PC. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You go over there, you mess up, they send you to a level 4, you know. You know, people, use your imagination. You feel me? As detailed as I've told y'all different stories on different situations that has taken place right on these yards of people being alive one minute and then unalive the next. It really gets real in prison, man. Knucklehead Street said, King, he was just saying, do your time, then come home, but don't go back to the main line because you're going to get politicked on off the yard. King Grover said, nigga, that ain't what he said. King Grover said 40s accept PCs according to you. Oh, shit. King Grover said, come to home from a PC and you from 7-4, your career over with, as it should be. That's how it used to be looked at by everybody. That's how it used to be looked at. Now, I don't know, man. I don't know what's encouraging people to be accepting and embracive of people that I don't know. And not being embracive of people don't mean you have to bring them harm or danger, because we're not saying that, and we're not saying that you have to do that. But disassociating yourself with something that you know isn't right, or being willing to give a voice to when you know it ain't right, they're not telling you the perspectives of a person that decided to, when when they was being airlifted off that mainline yard, and their life was in jeopardy, and they was being ushered off on that helicopter to that outside hospital, right, to save them. They not. I want to hear what was you thinking as you was being ushered off and connected to all those tubes after being brutalized so badly when you needed that to help you be saved. What was you feeling? What was your thoughts? And then you realize and coming to the realization that it was your own people that did this to you, because you violated something that came out about you that wasn't cool. You had bad charges on you, little buddy in the back that got deported to Mexico. You had bad charges. You had bad charges, man, and we are here to educate the people about those charges, allegedly, until receipts is dropped. Then I go full in on you. So again, little buddy in the back, hey, I expect a full-fledged apology, sir. A full-fledged apology. And you can try to spin it however way you want, so you can still like you got machismo, you a man. You know what I'm saying? You can try to spin it however you want, right? But I want a full-fledged apology. And I want you to say that you could never stand in my shadow. You couldn't even do it for a year without that happening to you, little buddy in the back. They got deported to Mexico. You couldn't even stand in my shadow for a year without that happening to you. Huh? Not a year. And here it is, as you pointed out to your people. He's been there for over 30 years. His bad decision led him there 30 years ago, and he's still there today. You are absolutely correct. But what you did not point out to your people were on the main line, something that you couldn't do for a year before that happened to you, little buddy in the back that got deported to Mexico. They had them bad charges on him. You had a real sweet tooth. A real sweet tooth for that underage candy, allegedly. Nasty work. It's always you guys that want to come and try to jump on, jump on me, right? In defense of another bad guy when I knew nothing about you, sir. But here it is, me having to open you up like a can of paint and allowing your people, because trust me, you gonna go viral like I did Zesty Blood now. Your people, the same ones that kicked you up in the buttocks and told you go home, we no longer want you in the community, you've been exiled, right? And you know who I'm talking about too. Little buddy in the back that got deported back to Mexico with them bad charges on him. You know who I'm talking about. You seen it as soon as they start jumping in the chat telling me all those things about you, sir. You seen it. Ain't nothing made up. We don't have to make up nothing on you, little buddy in the back, since you insist on playing ball with Crip. Since you insist on calling me a cell soldier. So what I'm going to do for you, little buddy in the back, I'm going to hold that mirror up. If I don't get my full-fledged apology saying that you absolutely failed at trying to beat me, couldn't even last a year, unfortunately. You said you don't miss that lifestyle and there's nothing to be proud about because you actually failed at that lifestyle. This is what you said. Right? But you only feel that way because you got kicked in the buttocks and sent to Exile Island. You got kicked out the culture club and was no longer to eat at the big table with the big kids. They sunned you. They redhead stepchilded you. So like how I described how I had to do you, grab you all by the front of your shirt with one hand and big brother you and just snatch you all over the place with that big brother strength using one arm while I'm talking to you, trying to wake your game up, not to hurt or harm you or bully you or harass you or target you or any of that. This is to educate you, to wake your game up, hold that mirror up to the man that you really are. So I'm waking your game up by big brother and one arm, just by your shirt, off your feet, just you know what I'm saying? Just moving you in every direction that I want to move you while I'm talking to you, waking your game up. Little buddy in the back that got deported to Mexico, them bad charges on him, that sweet tooth, freak. Yeah. And 69 minus 10 with a J at the end. Hey, I'm going to say this and then we're going to get up out of here. I'm going to let my peoples get back to their night. You feel me? We're going to say this. Hold up. 69 minus 10 with a J at the end. I'm going to get to you in a second. Knucklehead Street said, like DP said, 50-50 equals 100% bad. Absolutely. Just like bro said, King Groover said, the dude who was saying it looked like a smoker, so his word might not hold no weight. Who knows? Artifact said, he stuck up for, I was confused about that whole thing. Yeah, I seen that too, Artifact Corpse. I seen that too, man. Hey, man. King Groove said, a PC too. Hey. King Groover said, on Hoover. Oh, shit. Ant-Man said, when do you get out of? Hey, when I find that out, we're going to all find it out together, Ant-Man. For real, for real. I promise you. Artifact said, yeah, but people are supporting him. He did a song with Mozzie. Strange. King Groover said, the 50-50 shit got the game messed up because some people over there, because they had little time. But most people over there, rats, gay, chomos, etc. Yeah. Facts. King Groover said, but if you sent over and you a member, get cracking immediately, get up out of there. Simple as that. Facts. That's what's expected of you. That's the part of the game that we will definitely make y'all aware of, right? If by chance you a young dude, you're considered to be an active young gang member, right? You are expected, if by chance sent to one of those 50-50 yards, to get over there, get cracking immediately, right? You go to the hole for however little time, then they send you to a mainline yard. We get the paperwork and see you went and got cracking immediately. You're cleared for the mainline after that. You know what I'm saying? You cleared after that. So bam, we know you got cracking. You didn't hang out. You know, you didn't go picnic. You didn't go, exploit your sexual wild oats. You know, whatever people, are inspired to go over there for. You chose not to do it. You chose to abide by all the rules and regulations and guidelines of a person that's supposed to go over there and get cracking. With the understanding that whatever little time that you catch, you will be able to apply for that time back and get that time back that you lose. You just have to stay clean for a number of times, depending on the severity of the write-up. Okay? And that's the truth about, that being in a situation like that. So that's why people will be like, oh, y'all want them to go and crash out and come to be on the yard with y'all politicking all the time and this and that. Well, as I look around in this environment, I'm not seeing politics 24/7. I'm seeing people do their time. I'm not seeing wars going on. I'm not seeing people, losing their life like I once did. I'm not seeing men laid up with men. I'm not seeing, none of that. But they see all that over there on those yards. So I feel like the truth should be exploited. If they are willing to push false narratives on us, we are willing to push true, accurate, with receipt narratives on them. Period. And again, that's that one arm, big brother strength, maneuver little dude around wherever I want while I talk to him. And I'm going to talk to him stern and look him in his eyes the whole time while I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Waking his game up, that big brother shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, little boy. Who you think you, little boy? Who? What? Little boy. You couldn't stand a year in my shadow, little boy. Get up out of here, little boy, and then push him off like that and send him on his way. Can't play with a real one like that. Pam said, God bless you, creep, free creep until it's backwards. Man, God bless you too, Pam. Salute, 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 sis. Appreciate you. She said, hit that like button. Please hit that like button, man. Subscribe if you haven't already did it. We would greatly appreciate it. All the engagement and all that helps us get further into the algorithm. And that's always the goal, as I always tell y'all. And as we get further into the algorithm and we take that real journey into the next stages of where I see this whole platform going, y'all becoming part of the family and y'all go on that journey with us. And it don't even cost you a dime. And you can say, you know what, when all this started to pop off and this happened, I was right there at the round table, front and center, official family member, tapped in fully. You feel me? You're not going to get this type of engagement, man, from nobody on no level 4 where they're actually like pushing, a positive direction with educational videos, with educational content, as much originality as possible. You feel me? No matter what it's about. Even when I have to come here and big brother one of these dudes, somebody like 69 minus 10 with a J at the end, or a little brother in the back, they got deported over into Mexico with them bad charges on it, right? It's always going to be to rake their game up and educate them about them getting a little bit away from who they really are. We want them to understand who they really are, like how we understand who they really are. Just remind us of that, educating them and waking their game up. You feel me? Straight up. Nothing more, nothing less, no hidden agendas, none of that. So again, before I get up out of here, I'm going to ask little brother in the back, your next video should be of a full-fledged apology to me, admitting that you wasn't able to stand in my shadow for a year without that happening to you. And that you fully and completely apologize for mischaracterizing who I am as a man and what I stand for, because you don't know me. You clout chased me. You must admit to all of that, all your wrongdoings, because it's all true and factual. I didn't start anything. I'm not angry. I'm understanding of this situation. And as I understand this situation to be, I'm putting it on this round table. My round table family is chopping it up, dicing it up, slicing it up. We passing it around to each other, digesting it. You feel me? And we are engaging. We are engaging into you, though. See, you can't come and bully us. You can't come and bully the conversation. Even when you're trying to burglarize the conversation, you will not control the narrative over here, sir. With your calm, cool, collected demeanor. He said, oh, I don't have to use cuss words to disrespect Dubs. But I got all the rights in the world to stalk Dubs, my papa, and make over 100, almost 200 videos of Dubs, who I idolize so much to where I have to steal his mannerisms to try to, because I'm not creative enough on my own. So I have to steal his mannerisms to fit somewhere in this content creating space. I have a family to feed, an existence out here deported in Mexico with these bad charges on my head. A dishonorable discharge from the game. And if you wouldn't have got voted, you would never be saying that you don't care, that you're no longer part of that. Come on now, little brother in the back. Stop it with the cap. We see through it. We've been seen through you. You know I see through you. You know this. So yeah, I expect a full-fledged apology from you, little brother in the back that got deported to Mexico. Full-fledged. And then no more silence from you, because I don't F with PCs, ratas, dropouts, S&Y 50-50. No, we don't stand for the same thing. Never have, never will. You feel me? And I'm going to continue to make that clear and understood by the people that's out there that need to understand. Don't believe the false narratives that them people push out there. Like 69 minus 10 with a J at the end and little brother in the back. They got deported back to Mexico with them bad charges on it. Don't listen to it. The real is right here, man. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Swang Low Podcast Show, DUROC Crip. I would greatly appreciate it. Become official family members at this roundtable, man. You feel me? Jump in the comment section. Drop a comment. Jump in the chat when we doing the lives. We engage with our people here. My co-hosts or my roundtable family. Salute to all of y'all that was able to make the live. Salute to all of y'all that got active in the chat, man. All the roundtable family. I'm finna let y'all get back to the rest of y'all night. Glad y'all was able to make it. Salute to those of y'all that's able to catch this a little bit later. I send my love and respect to you all. Salute to y'all, man. Y'all take care. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Continue to let the people that's in your life know you love and appreciate them while you can, because tomorrow's promised to none of us. Don't be fooled. Take advantage of time while you got the time to do it. You feel me? On that note, I love and appreciate you all. To the next time we meet at this round table, Triple Gang.